everyone, I'm Emily Longeretta.
And I'm Michael Schneider, and welcome to Variety's Awards Circuit, where this time out we're analyzing and dissecting the hottest winter TV awards races. On this episode, we're looking at the comedy frontrunners heading into the Golden Globes, SAG Awards, and other kudos.
All right, let's start out with Abbott Elementary.
Okay, everyone, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, except for Andrew, who is taking a principled stand against nationalism.
There's been multiple Golden Globe nominees. You have Quinta Brunson, Janelle James, Sheryl Lee Ralph, Tyler James Williams. The entire cast is something to talk about.
Don't forget Lisa Ann Walter, Chris Perfetti as well. I mean, this entire team has gelled so quickly. We've really been fans of this show for a while. We put Quinta on the cover after the Emmys, which she won for writing, which was huge. I think that was just the beginning of the awards juggernaut that Abbott's becoming.
Yeah, I think it's really exciting also because it really has shown that there is still room for broadcast in these races. It's very rare that a broadcast show breaks through now.
Broadcast still lives.
Going anywhere.
It would be nice to also see Ghost get some love from CBS.
I would agree.
Two big broadcast shows that have really made a difference and reminded people that broadcast is still here and fighting. But great to see Abbott doing well. Let's move on to really what was kind of the dark horse of the summer, the show that I think even FX folks didn't expect it to be as big as it was, and that is The Bear.
You're the most excellent chef in the United States. What are you doing here?
I want to fix this, please.
I absolutely loved this show so much. I think everyone has been talking about the incredible cast, of course, led by Jeremy Allen White, which people first saw, I think, him in Shameless and knew that he was good, but once he kind of went with this, he was on a roll. The supporting cast, too. I mean, we can't forget about all of them. There's so many great people on this show.
Yeah, Io Edebiri especially really stood out as sort of his foil in some ways, and was real sort of a revelation in this show. But this entire cast is a lot of fun, and when they're not screaming at each other and trying to murder each other, which seems pretty realistic to folks who have actually worked in a kitchen before.
As one of them, I can confirm. But I also would say that it's funny because this is in the comedy race, but it also is a drama. So I also am surprised when I keep seeing it as a comedy because for me, you were on the edge of your seat through most of those episodes.
Yeah, well, the best comedy these days, they make you think, they make you cry,
That's right.
They make you scream, or they're about murder.
What a great segue that is into our next one. Only Murders in the Building, of course, a Hulu huge hit.
Goody, the murderers are here.
We were framed.
There's multiple Golden Globe nominees, Selena Gomez, Steve Martin, Martin Short, the trio that everyone is talking about.
Yeah, and it was great to see Selena Gomez get a nod for the Golden Globes because she was famously snubbed at the Emmys this year. So much chemistry, and the show did not miss a beat in season 2. This is a fun show that I'm so glad is around, is gonna hopefully be around for years.
Yeah, me too. I think it's always nerve-wracking when a show has such a strong first season that you don't know if they can follow it up with a second season, and this show did that perfectly, and it was not the only one. There were many of those.
But nonetheless, we live in an age of murder on television,
We do.
and so I'm glad to see it in comedy as well. Speaking of second seasons, Hacks.
Oh, wow.
The legendary American treasure, Jean Smart, who can do no wrong, who's been rewarded now multiple times with Emmys and other awards, and is once again a Golden Globe nominee, along with Hannah Einbinder, who is definitely very deserved of all of her accolades as well.
I think their chemistry really shows how strong the show is, and of course, the supporting cast. I mean, Carl Clemens Hopkins, I would say, is not getting all the attention they deserve, and I really hope that maybe we'll see that more in award season.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of growth from some of the supporting characters beyond that as well. Mark Indelicato, Paul W. Downs, who also happens to be one of the showrunners, Megan Stalter, who's really become a standout.
The list goes on and on.
Now, Hacks was on a while ago, but a show that just dropped and is in the zeitgeist right now, one of the biggest shows ever on Netflix, is Wednesday.
Oh my gosh, it has been so huge, and the entire cast is so good.
Are you feeling okay? You look a little pale.
Led by Jenna Ortega, who was, of course, a Globe nominee, and the entire cast is awesome. Christina Ricci, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Luis Guzman, Gwendolyn Christie, the entire group is so strong. And obviously, the show has become one that people can't stop talking about. It's created viral moments. People are recreating that dance all over the place. I absolutely love it. I love the awards attention it's getting.
Yeah, it's a dark comedy, an emphasis on dark. And you see sort of a common thread on a lot of these shows. These are dark comedies. We're living in a dark comedic era.
We are.
Barry is the perfect example of that. It's wickedly funny at times, but it's getting dark. And this past season of Barry was super dark. Now that The Secret was out, some of the best acting I think I've ever seen Henry Winkler do.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, led by Bill Hader, who's been giving a lot of awards love, and I hope he continues that. But yeah, like you said, might be the darkest comedy on this list right now, too, because I'm not convinced this is a comedy this season.
And also a wicked satire of Hollywood, by the way. Sarah Goldberg's character in particular, as she gets her own sitcom and quickly loses that sitcom.
Yeah.
You can't forget Anthony Carrigan, Stephen Root, who is one of those just character actors who's better in everything he does. An embarrassment of riches for Bill Hader and his troupe.
Definitely. I think that's an example of a show that's been around for a while and continues to get better. And another example of that is The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon Prime Video.
Moving forward, we need a game plan.
Agreed.
Here she is, boys!
Rachel Brosnahan and Alex Borstein continue to lead this pack. But it's not just them, it's so many other people that kind of come in. And I would say that this show is an example of a comedy that almost brings in comedy in a different way. I mean, of course, it's a show about stand-up comedians, but it's about so much more than that. And I'm really excited to see if this final season gets some love.
Yeah, now let's turn to the dark horse favorites. We'd like to help give an extra push. Emily?
I'm gonna start off with Dead to Me. I don't even really think it's a dark horse because I think there's a big chance that this could get some love. Christina Applegate and of course Linda Cardellini in this final season, and James Marsden, a very, very strong final season.
And another dark comedy.
Very
Again,
dark.
dealing with murders, dealing with some really dark humor.
Very heavy topics.
But really, I mean, I feel like we're kind of in this age where we're all kind of dealing with these kind of issues in real life. And so shows like Dead to Me resonate even more than ever.
Absolutely. There's so many good ones right now. I know you have a few that you want to give some attention to.
I couldn't pick just one because I have my favorites. The After Party was some of the most fun I had this year, especially the music episode. But every episode was a delight because it was such original storytelling. Reboot was a show that, again, I love myself a good wicked comedy about Hollywood, and that was one from the mind of Steve Levitan that really worked. But the show that kind of maybe got me the most, later in this year, I was bawling like a baby at the end of season 2 of Reservation Dogs. This is a show that really the critics have given a lot of attention to, but the award shows haven't, and I don't understand it. I think I need to make a plea right now. I'm going to continue this throughout the award season, throughout Emmy season as well. Watch season 2 of Reservation Dogs. You will not be disappointed. It will move you like nothing else this year.
Yeah, I will say, when I posted about nominations, a lot of people, I was writing about snubs, and a lot of people were saying, where's Reservation Dogs? Where is it? And everyone's talking about it on my Twitter feed, so why aren't we talking about it?
Where is Reservation Dogs? Okay, we'll get to the bottom of this at some point, but I think that's it for Comedy Series for now. Please join us again next time for another edition of Award Circuit.
Thanks for watching.